What's going on, guys? John Elder here from Tkinter.com, and in this video, we're going to look at the input dialog box for CustomTkinter and Python. Alright guys, like I said, in this video, we're going to look at the input dialog box for CustomTkinter. But before we get started, if you like this video, want to see more like it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter widget quick reference guide book. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book, enter your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in tkinter.com. You get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses for one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. Okay, like I said, in this video, we're gonna look at the input dialog box. So you see, I could click this button, click me, this box pops up. There's a little entry thing we can type in. It says, what's your name? I could type in John Elder. I click OK. It says, hello, John Elder. I could do it again. Maybe this time I click cancel. It says, hey, you forgot to type anything. That's what we're going to look at in this video. So let's head over to our code. I'm using the Sublime Text Editor in the Git Bash terminal as always. And as always, you can find a link to the code in the pinned comment section below, as well as a link to the playlist with all the other videos in this CustomTkinter series. So check that out if you haven't so far. So I've got our basic CustomTkinter starter code that we always have. I'm calling it ctk_input_window.py. And let's just come down here and first let's create a button. So I'm just going to call this my_button. And this is going to be a CustomTkinter.ctk button. And we want to put it in root, and we want the text to say, click me, right? And let's give this a command of, I don't know, let's just call this input. And we'll create this command in just a second. So let's go my_button.pack, and let's give this a pad Y of like 40 or something like that to push down screen. So now we want to create a label so that we can do something with whatever you type into the input box, right? So I'm going to call this my_label. And this is going to be a CustomTkinter.ctk label. We want to put it in root, and we want the text to be nothing at the beginning. And then let's my_label.pack this guy. And let's give this a pad Y like 10, push down screen just a little bit. So here, let's create our function. And this is going to be the input function. So, okay, what do we want to happen here? Well, we want this input box to pop up, and we want to ask a question and get an answer. So to do that, we just create a variable. I'm going to call it dialog. Call it anything you want, but this is a input dialog box, so I'm just going to call it dialog. And this is going to be a CustomTkinter.ctk input dialog. Now, this is really nice with message boxes in regular Tkinter. You have to import it separately from Tkinter. This just comes with CustomTkinter, so it's really cool. And here we can set the text. What do we want it to say? Well, let's have this say, what is your name? And then we can also give this a title. The little box that pops up will have a little title bar at the top. So I don't know, let's just say hello there, right? And that's kind of all there is to it. Now, if we save this and run it, that should work. So let's head over to our terminal. I'm in my ctkinter.com directory, and let's run Python ctk_input window.py. And when we do, this thing pops up, we can click this, boom. This pops up, it says, what's your name? We could type something, click OK or cancel. When we do, nothing happens because we haven't coded it to do anything. But you'll notice it says, what's your name? That's the text we put. And it says, hello there up here. That's the title, obviously. And you have these two buttons, and it looks very, very nice. This is a really cool custom Tkinter sort of look and feel. So now, how do we actually get whatever they typed in and do something with it? Well, super easy. I'm going to create a variable. I'm just going to call it thing. And this is going to be a dialog.get_input function. Now you could just use this, but I kind of like to assign it to a variable. It just keeps things a little nicer and neater. And that's all there is to it. Now we can do stuff with that. So let's say if thing, that means if they type something, let's update our label. So let's go my_label.configure. And we wanted to set the text equal to, and let's make this an F string, and let's say hello, and then whatever that thing is. So now we can go else. Let's do the same thing, but let's, instead of saying hello name or hello whatever, let's say you forgot to type anything, right? Whatever. So this is just a little bit of logic to make sure they typed in something. If they didn't, it'll say, hey, you forgot to type anything. If they did, it'll output whatever the thing is, which is this dialog.get_input function. So let's go ahead and save this, give this a try, see if that worked, see if we messed that up. It's entirely possible. All right, so we can click me. Boom, this pops up. What's your name? John Elder. Click OK. Hello, John Elder. If we try it again, and let's say I click cancel, it says, hey, you forgot to type anything. If I do it again and just click OK, again, it says you forgot to type anything. If I click the X up here, it says you forgot to type anything, right? So, you know, you can play around with that and just whatever. Hello, blah, 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 right? So very cool. So that's really all there is to using this thing. Now, like all things in CustomTkinter, we can customize the heck out of this thing. We can make it look all kinds of different ways, and it's really easy to do. And we do that right up here where we defined it. So we have the text and the title. We can slap a comma in here and add a bunch of other things. So what kind of things can we do? Well, first we can change the fground_color. I'm going to change that to white. And again, this is the background color, but CustomTkinter calls the background colors foregrounds. Foreground is the thing that's in the fore. The background is the thing that's in the back. This is obviously a background because it's behind the buttons, it's behind the text, it's behind the entry box, it's behind everything, but whatever. I digress. CustomTkinter calls all backgrounds almost foreground color. So we could change this to white. If we run this guy again and click this, now our background is white. Ooh, that's terrible, but you know, you can change it to any color you want. That's really nice. What else can we do? Well, we can change the button _FG_color. And let's turn this to red because I aim to always make this as ugly as possible. So if we run this guy, click this, now our buttons are red. You'll notice they hover is still the standard hover color. We can change that hover color if we want. Super easy. We just come over here and go button_hover_color, and let's set that to pink, something horrendous. All right, so save this and run it. Click me. Now when we hover over these buttons, they're pink. Okay. All right. What else can we do? Well, we can change the button color and the hover color. We can also change the button text color. So that's just the button_text_color. So maybe we want to change this to black so it's a little easier to read. If we save this and run it, click this. Now the text on the buttons is black. I think it was white or silver before, so that's easier to read. Very cool. What else can we do? Well, we can change the entry box too. So we can go entry_FG_color, and let's set that equal to like green, something like that. If we save this guy and run it, here we go. We click this. Now our entry box is green. That's interesting. All right, sort of silvery text. All right. We can also change the entry_border color. So let's maybe change that to red. Oh, this is going to look nice. Very, very Christmassy. Nowhere near Christmas. I guess we're getting close to Christmas. And so now the border around the entry box is green. Very cool. We can also change the text inside the box. So here it's kind of silvery, a little harder to read under the circumstances. So we can, for instance, change the entry_text_color. And I really like how CustomTkinter names the customization things. They're almost always very obvious, except the FG thing. Entry border color is entry border color. Entry text color is entry text color. Very, very simple. Very easy to sort of remember or even guess if you don't want to look it up. A lot of times you're going to be right. So if we save this, run it, come back over here, click this guy. So now our text inside of here is black, much better. And that's all there is to it. So that's the input dialog box window. Very cool, very, very easy to use, very handy. You'll use that for all kinds of great things. And I don't think regular Tkinter has that sort of thing built in. You can kind of hack around and make one, but it's kind of janky and it's, you know, a lot more code. This is super simple, super easy to use, and a lot of fun. So that's all for this video. If you liked it, be sure to smash the like button below, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm, and be sure to grab your totally free PDF copy of my Tkinter Widget Quick Reference Guide book. This thing is awesome, over 150 pages with all the Tkinter Widget attributes. Grab your free copy today. Just head over to tkinter.com/widget-book, enter your email address, and I'll send that right out to you. And while you're there, think about membership in tkinter.com. You get all my Tkinter courses, all my future courses at one low price. Use coupon code YouTube to get 30% off membership if you're interested. My name is John Elder from tkinter.com, and I'll see you in the next video.